Welcome to Rip It Up, the Renovations podcast. I'm Jenny.
I'm Kate, and between us we've renovated a lot of houses and it hasn't scared us off.
In fact, we loved it so much that we can't stop talking about it. So in this podcast, we will give you all the tools and info that you need to tackle your own renovation like a pro. We're in full spring cleaning mode, so for this episode, we're giving you all our best tips for decluttering and staying reasonably organised.
Okay, welcome back to the podcast. Hi Kate.
Hi Jen.
How's it going? Good. Yeah, busy.
You look like you've been out in the sun today.
I haven't been out in the sun. I've been in my north-facing office room all day long. Even the Virgin Media guy who came to fix our internet was like, "Oh, you think you're going to be able to get out in the sun at all?" And I'm like, "No, I just sit in this dark room. If I get out in the sun, I won't come back in. If I get out in the sun, I won't come back in, and I had too much stuff to do."
Yeah. There's a lot to do. Okay, but you have done something very satisfying, which I loved. I saw on your Instagram during the week, which is a big clear out.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to talk about today. The big, I suppose it's summer now, technically, so it's the summer clean.
Yeah. End
the
of
spring clean, the organisation.
Summer, yeah. Spring clean organisation.
No better feeling.
But the, I guess what would I say? The fact that I've had to move so many times in the last few years and moving in and out of rental properties and houses we're renovating and whatever, I just feel like I've become a pro at decluttering and getting rid of shit I don't need, because I just hate carrying it around. I just hate I just hate having stuff that I'm not actually using, that I'm not going into, attic spaces full of boxes and stuff falling over. So I love to do a really big clear out before I pack up anything, and I think this is a good time because all the heavy winter stuff is going away. And I was there putting away some of the knitwear and coats, and I was like, why don't I do all this now ready for moving? So I got all the vac bags out and did the Laura de Bar, washing everything in vinegar and pressing them and putting them into vac bags. So all my towels actually came off lovely, thank you, Gaff Goddess. So I did all my towels, I did all my bed sheets and bed linen, vac bagged everything. So everything is ready for movers to just come up and pick and go. Same with all my coats, stuff like that, all the winter knitwear and stuff like that. So yeah, a big, I suppose, organisation and then decluttering as well. So I was down at the Bring Centre, I don't know how many times, went to the charity shop a few times. I still have stuff up in adverts, just getting rid of stuff that tools and stuff. I had a wallpaper steamer I hadn't even taken out of a box that I bought. Yeah. So I'm getting rid of stuff that I'm just not moving it around again for the sake of it.
A steamer specific for wallpaper.
Yeah. To remove wallpaper,
I have a steamer, but
a wallpaper steamer, it's how you strip wallpaper.
Is it specific to wallpaper?
So wallpaper steamer is just a big flat plastic thing that you hold up against the wall. It pushes steam onto your wallpaper, and then the wallpaper just peels off.
Genius.
Yeah,
that's a great one for if you get it, because there's lots of wallpapers that they'll peel off without leaving behind any residue. I was talking to somebody about this recently for renting. It's perfect. It's the best solution, because you often can't repaint your house when you're renting, but you can steam off wallpaper, and it's not that hard. If you gotta paste the wall to put it up.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
that
so
whole
getting rid of
decluttering thing. I hate moving so much, because I've done it loads over the years as well, across a few different countries, and then up renting, various rentals, and then finally here, and then out of here when this is being renovated. And anyway, I hate it so much that if I won the lotto, I wouldn't sell this house. I might not do that anyway, because I love this house, but just to prevent myself from moving, I would give up my seaside villa from my lotto winning.
You could pay movers, right?
I just still hate the process.
You could get Marie Kondo herself to come and organise your house before you move.
Well, she doesn't do that anymore now. She's given up.
She's rolled it back. Given up on being organised after having kids. What's the point? They just wreck your house anyway.
I get it, Marie. I get it. All right. I'm just going to say for this episode, for all listeners, there's lots of things that I do well, I think, when it comes to organising and decluttering, because I just hate having stuff. It's kind of a natural flow on from that. But I wouldn't say I have a process. Do you have a process?
Yeah, I think so. I'd usually, well, it depends if I'm doing the whole house or I'm doing one particular kind of room or item. So it's easier to do it by kind of category, not be jumping between things. So the other day I did all my towels, and it took the whole day I did a few washes and whatever to get them all done and all packed away. I did all the coats or whatever. And then like, you know, moving through those different categories. So like kitchen ones, kitchen appliances and gadgets and stuff could be another one. I hate like mismatched kitchen stuff. So I've like even my glasses and cups and plates and stuff. Like if there's an odd one, I don't know where it came from. I'm like, sorry, it's gone. Unless someone asked for it. Like a week or two after it's been there, it's gone. I'm sorry. But
Got
like,
me with the days when everything I had was like a mismatched glass from a pub, from like various pubs with various
random
nights out.
cups, like even random cups. Like there's a few odd cups that I don't know, like, you know, gimmicky ones or whatever. And I'm like, they're not even out. Kian refuses to throw them out, but I'm like, they're in a box in a press somewhere. I just like everything kind of matching. Anyway, but like I like to organize kind of, I suppose, by category or by room. And I love to do like, it's not like I just sit there and only tidy. Like if I was watching something on TV, I might bring in, everyone's got like a, you know, a crap drawer or a basket that they throw stuff in or whatever in their house. So something like that, like I have a little basket on my whole table, like, you know, keys and crap and some mail goes into and stuff like that. But like if I'm watching something on TV, I'll just bring in that basket and dump it out on the rug. Just sit there organising it and dump before I tidy it away, you know, rather than just tidying mess and tidying stuff away again that I'm not using. Just like dump whatever I can and then organise it and then put it back in its right spot. But like only recently, I'd say, like maybe just before we moved into the house we're renovating at the moment, boxes and stuff. Like I love them, like boxes and special, you know, what do you call it? I don't even know what you call them. You know, the clear plastic ones that are kind of stackable or whatever. If they're clear, you can see what's in them. And like just, even in my fridge now, I have those. Do you know, I think there's an Irish brand that do them Clossy, but like I've also bought them in like Deals and I bought them in Home Store More and I bought them in the organised store and stuff like that. But just like, it's amazing what having boxes for certain things, size for certain things help with. I even have them for like some of the kids' toys and magnet tiles and whatever. It makes everything a bit easier to tidy. It makes your fridge more organised. I love, I love having
It's the finding it, because I always find when you're putting something away, you're like, that's where that goes now. I'll never forget that. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, I have no idea where that thing is. That could be anywhere. And so like the clear boxes, like I go so far as to say as only ever get clear boxes. There should be no reason to not get clear boxes. Like it is, I would say, necessity.
They're a bit more expensive, obviously, like at the outset maybe, but they'll last you. Like if you're moving, say, buy the big clear boxes with the lids, and then you can see everything that's in every one, and you're not just stacking a load of cardboard boxes. And then like when you've moved, you can use them for attic storage. You can use them for Christmas.
It's unbelievable how much space they add, because one of the reasons I'm good at storage is because I have to be, because I just don't have any. Well, I have a lot of it, but like I just don't have space for like crap to be accumulating, so I have to kind of keep on top of it all the time, which is good. I like that. I kind of prefer it that way rather than letting stuff pile up and then having to deal with it in big tranches. But I'd be nowhere without a vac bag, because I do have to have, you know, a spare duvet under my bed, for example, for when guests are coming over and sleeping on my pull-out, or for my winter coats. They're unbelievable, the winter coats.
I know, and winter coats is so much bulk. Like there's so much bulk if you don't have them back bagged. So I think stuff like that, like
ski gear, because I love skiing and I've loads of ski gears. I will
and my cross country ski,
back that away.
You can't back bag your actual ski.
Actually, I know they're actually not that hard to store. They just go under my bed, so they're fine.
No, but I love anything like that you can see what's in there, and it's just like tidy them away. But the stackable clear boxes, I'm all about that. Same for the kids stuff, like the magnet tiles and Lego and stuff like that. I even bought little zippy poly pockets for Lego sets. So like each of the sets has a bag, so they can make whatever's in that bag or whatever. I just think like it makes your life so much easier.
What vac bags do you have? Do you have any good ones?
I have no particular
I bought
brand.
mine in the organised store.
I think I got mine some on Amazon, some in Mr. Price or Deals or something like that. I have no particular brand, to be honest, and I just use the Hoover with them. They're fine. But I love them. So that's been kind of my process so far. Like take a category, organise it, dump what I can, and then start the kind of washing, tidying away process. And now like everything I've kind of gone through now, say for the winter stuff, I'll say like winter blankets, whatever spare sheets and towels and all that kind of stuff. It's all ready now for like my move in a few weeks or whatever. I can just like pick and go, and I'm not bringing that rubbish when I move again.
Yeah, that's so satisfying. Like, there is nothing I love more than a clear out. And I'm generally good for staying on top of things. I also, for me, I just feel like I can't plan it because it feels like such a monumental task. And then, like, I think what's off-putting about tackling a clear out is the mental effort of it. There's so many decisions have to be made constantly. Like, will I keep it? Will I not keep it? So what I always do is, like, step number one is I have to get the box or the bag that I'm throwing, that whatever I'm throwing out is going to go into, because this is just me and my weird mind. I'm not advising this as a process. I'm just stating that this is how I tend to do things. But I have to have, like, the bag for stuff to be dumped into. So I need to have the dumping bag, the keeping pile, that's fine. And then I have to have a maybe box because I will inevitably get to stuff where I'm like, I haven't worn it in probably about 15 years, but I love it and something's associated with it. And I can't justify holding on to it, but I don't want to get rid of it. So I have to put stuff in, like, a maybe box that needs to just sit in a corner for a month or so. And then I'll kind of revisit it, kind of like you. Someday I'll just pull it out and be like, what did I put in there? Or I'll be like looking for something. Like, do I have that jacket? You know, it's front of mind now. And it'll get pulled back out. And then eventually, like, most will get dumped and one or two things might go back into rotation. But I have to have back. I did get a thing. I'm going to give a shout out here to Oxfam. And my aunt Mary put me onto this. It's called Oxfam Postback. So they've partnered with On Post. If you go on to oxfamireland.org/postback, or just Google Oxfam Postback, I'll put the link in the show notes. They'll post you sign up, like, you register, you know, sign up with your email address and your post address, and they post you a bag, a pretty big bag, pretty robust bag, and you fill it with items. It tells you, like, what kind of stuff they'll take, and then you go back online and you post it for free at your local post office, or On Post will come and pick it up for you for free. There's a QR code on the bag, and you scan that, and On Post will come pick it up for you for free. Like, if you have big clear outs ahead of you, and, like, grand if you have a car and you've easy access to a charity shop or something like that, but if you don't, because a lot of people don't, like, or maybe you're, you know, you're just not close to a charity shop, or you don't have a car, or it's not easy for you to get around, then I think this is so great. I can't wait to fill my bag. So now I have my bag, it's sitting out, and I need to do, like, a troll through my house, because I've accumulated it just a little bit too much.
Well, you had a big birthday recently as well. You probably have more stuff from that.
Yeah, true.
I'm always like, when a lot of stuff
I know,
in, some stuff has to get out. You know, you have to kind of cycle. No, but when new stuff comes in and you get a lot of stuff for a big birthday, then stuff has to go out to make room for it, I think.
Yeah, that's a great point.
But yeah, like, I've been doing adverts for anything that has kind of a good bit of value in it, and then charity shops for, like, clothes and stuff like that, and then recycling centre, bring centres for, like, the, you know, recycling stuff for tatty kind of old kids' clothes or stuff like that isn't really worth sending to a charity shop. But it's amazing.
Or electronics. Usually charity shops can't take electronics.
Yes.
So you need to bring that to your local bring centre.
Yeah, but it's amazing how much stuff you amass with kids. Just, like, the amount of clothes they go through and going through sizes and
also
stuff like
everyone
that.
buys kids presents. It's rare that I rock up to somebody's house without I did that to you actually recently, but you know, if I was calling over for, like, a dinner or something, it's rare that I'd arrive at, you'd always get something for the kids. And I'd say the parents are like, would you back off? I don't want your stupid plastic.
I know, would you feel like you have to when you see kids? Especially when you want to see someone with a new baby, you're like, I have to get, like, if they have another kid, the present for the other kids so they don't feel left out. But yeah, kids amass a lot of stuff and a lot of toys, and it's something that I kind of started doing here because our rental is pretty well, like, it's not tiny, but, like, their kids' playroom, say, is pretty small, so, like, can't fit a massive amount of toys. So I have a big, one of the jumbo big clear boxes, the lid, full of toys in the garage here in the rental place. And they know it's in there, and then the odd time when the garage door is open, they'll sneak in and be like, can I get this toy? And I'm like, you know the rule, if you want to get something out of there, something equal size or bigger has to go into the box. So they go inside and they, like, do a bit of a trade for a toy.
Yeah,
and I actually
that's
think
exciting, though. It's like getting loads of new toys.
But I actually think kids, like, when you cycle toys like that, everything is kind of a bit newer, whereas when they're sitting around all the toys all the time, they get no kind of joy from it. Like, I think anyway. Well, my kids anyway love the whole toy. They're like, I'm bringing this toy, I don't play with it anymore, can I have that one instead? And I'm like, yeah, cool, here's this toy shop. And if they haven't asked for something particular in the box for, like, months and months, I'm like, well, they don't like that toy anymore. Charity shop.
Yeah.
I think you have to. But like, yeah, that's the kind of decluttering in general. Clothes, like I will say, like in the last couple of years, I think it was after having babies, because I kind of, you know, you go through so long where you're not wearing your normal clothes, that I was like, I'd kind of fallen out of love with any of the clothes I had before, or they didn't fit me anymore. So I was like really mindful about what I bought then, that I was only buying kind of capsule kind of wardrobe stuff. Do you know, like the people...
That is the key. That's what I need to
think
get
so,
to.
yeah.
Because I find like, my thing with clothes is I have a certain amount of clothes hangers in my wardrobe, and I will not buy any more clothes hangers. I just won't do it. So that forces me to have a one in, one out kind of policy,
Yeah.
because if I'm buying new jeans or I'm buying new tops or whatever, then like you're like, right, that's, it has to be hung up. So where are you going to put it? So that's my boundary into around like accumulating clothes. But I haven't successfully nailed down that capsule wardrobe yet, and I'm close to just like, I'm desperate for hanging on to clothes. Like I have clothes that I've had since college. I'm ridiculous. So like I'm accidentally sustainable because I kind of just hate shopping. But I've loads of clutter in there now that I just don't need and I don't want
And you're
anymore.
not wearing
and
anymore.
and maybe somebody will get wear out of it because it's all like grand, you know?
Yeah.
But there's no point in it sitting around my wardrobe gathering dust when actually maybe somebody could be wearing it and doing something nice with it. But I want to get that capsule so badly. Like, I don't know what I need to do there. Just make a list or something.
Follow people like, I love Orla Sheridan and those stylists. Like they're so
yeah,
good at
she's
telling you
great.
those kind of key pieces, you know, like the good basic t-shirts that last, or the kind of cut of
Yeah.
jeans that'll kind of span the seasons, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I have been
Yeah.
kind of mindful about like clothes I've been buying, that they're kind of, I don't buy a lot of like really fast fashion-y on trend kind of stuff. I just, like you always
Yeah.
see me wearing white t-shirts 90% of the time, I would say. That's pretty much
Yeah.
all I wear.
But it
I'm so
suits you.
boring.
Like, that's, you know, it looks great.
But like,
I was listening to...
yeah. Sorry, go
Jo
ahead.
Lenihan was on Pat Kenny the other morning, and she was talking about clothes. And actually, one thing that I don't know why I just had never clocked this, but the amount of plastic that's in clothes, like because all our clothes now are a blend, some kind of polyester blend. There's a bit of a stretch in there or something like that, and it just didn't really occur to me that like that amount of plastic was coming from clothes. So that
Yeah.
not that I was ever a big buyer of fast fashion anyway, because I'm just not fashionable and I don't like buying clothes that much, but it's really put me off that, and really made me think a lot more about like what's it made of, and is it worth buying at all, and is it, you know.
I will say I'm a sucker when it comes to like autumn, winter. Like I can't hold myself back from coats, and I know they're the
You
bulkiest
do love a
thing.
coat, yeah, you have a lot of coats.
I fucking love coats because I wear white t-shirts all the time, so I need to wear a coat over when I'm going places.
Yeah.
But I do love coats. I just love autumn, winter clothes. I just don't like summer clothes that
Yeah.
much. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's the kind of clothes mentality I've tried to
How are you? Yeah, my one in, one out with clothes, I'm all for that, and I do need to get down to a capsule. I'm all for tailoring as well. Like I have this t-shirt that I've had for donkeys here. It's not a t-shirt, it's like a long sleeve kind of black sweetener top, and the amount of holes in that thing, and I bring it in to the alteration centre on South Ann Street, and like, can you get the thing up? Like I just, things get, yeah.
But if you like it, yeah, you won't replace
love
it. That's one that should never go in the maybe box, or, you know, she never gets thrown out.
No,
'cause,
that's
you know.
never going to move back. That would be falling off me in rags. It'll be buried with me.
What about,
okay, that's
talking
clothes.
about organisation, what do you think about pantries? Do you think they're a waste
Oh,
of
I'm
time?
all over it. I love it. I have a very
I
organised
love an
pantry.
old pantry, and I love like decanting stuff. And the reason
Yeah.
I love, and I know like, honestly for a while I was like, decanting is such a waste of time. Like why emptying
I won't
something from
decant
one
everything.
bag?
But
So
I'll
I've
decant
only
something.
started for certain things, and I have amassed a good bit of jars now because I like kind of an open pantry, or like my pantry press being kind of open, because we like try and cook a lot. But I bought the big jars, the biggest ones you can get in IKEA, which are 3.3 litres, which fit like almost 2 kilos of pasta. They fit like 1.5 kilos of porridge oats, like 3 kilos of rice, something like that. I have those for like my most used items, and I don't
Yeah.
feel like I'm like turning them over a lot. Do you know? So I feel like
Yeah.
they're nice and they're organised. I don't have half bags hanging around the press and stuff like that. Then I have smaller kind of, say, litre glass jars for like castor sugar or whatever, like popcorn kernels or stuff like that. And like, if you size the jars right, I actually think it keeps your press so nice and just so organised. And then I don't have half bags of stuff falling all over the place or going off down the back, or, you know. So I love my pantry stuff now. And when I did my kind of spice drawer / pantry and stuff in my last house.
Oh my God, your spice drawer. I dream about it sometimes.
And I bought that little labeler, like a little
label
what do you call it?
maker. Oh God,
I love
the
it.
satisfaction.
I love it. I have a big jar of icing sugar at the moment. Well, not a big jar. Say it probably fits a kilo of icing sugar. And I just have cocaine on the label because I think it's hilarious. I'd say my mom or like Keane's mom probably come and be like, what the hell? It's just icing sugar.
Did you go to Ibiza a lot? I have. So my pantry is similar. I won't decant everything because I think that's, you can go overboard.
Yeah.
But there's definitely, so I did a collaboration with the Organised store a few years ago. They're not sponsoring this episode, but they did sponsor my pantry organisation years ago. And I've had I've had it the same ever since because my God, it was so satisfying. I just fit so much more in there. So I bake a lot, like go through a number of cakes a week. And one shelf is all dedicated to baking stuff. And I have this whole range of OXO pop clear containers in there. So they have like a vacuum kind of seal and they're easy to open and they're all fit like standard shelf width and height.
Nice.
So every single inch in that all is packed together like a Tetris cube. It's so satisfying. So all my flour, icing sugar, different types of sugar, baking powders, all that kind of stuff is up there. And I just feel like it stays fresher for longer and I can fit so much more because like if that's all in bags, I'm not fitting half of what I have in there.
For sure.
Because, you know, it needs to be in like vertical, straight blocks that take up all the space. So that's really satisfying. And then I also have on my kind of middle shelf, which is my cooking stuff as opposed to baking stuff. I don't have things decanted into containers there, but what I do have is a couple of rotating, they're kind of like little lazy Susan type turntable type things, and they're stacked. One? No, they're from the Home Edit.
Oh, Home Edit, okay.
Yeah,
I have a Joseph.
A few of those. So like all my jars are in that, and so I can rotate that around and just access everything really easily and really quickly. And then I also have all my teas and coffees and everything are in. There's like a cleared pull-out drawer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like adding a drawer and then it's stacked. So on top of it is another turntable. So it all just...
There's no wasted space.
It all just gives me so much extra space and kind of modularized a little bit as well. So like if I was to design out a shelf like that, it would just be... I don't know, you wouldn't be able to... Because like, when am I going to buy a tall bottle versus a short jar? Whereas this, you can kind of move things around and you can have different size jars and bottles and stuff. So... I'm pretty obsessed with my pantry is where that's what I'm driving to here.
Yeah, but like use enough space like that, and especially like yours in a smaller house, like or a smaller kitchen area, like it's so satisfying to use the space. And I just think that's why, like people are probably like, it's fucking a lot of boxes, like that's a big deal. But it's just like your use of space is so much better. You don't have all these half bags of crap like leaking and whatever. It keeps things like organised, keeps things tidy. But then it keeps the rest of your house tidy. That's what I find. If I didn't have that,
keeps my mind tidy.
Absolutely,
it just like. Honestly, tidy.
It gives me such pleasure, like when things are organised like that. And I love to do that little reset on like a Sunday going into Monday. Because if I was in Monday and like I hadn't organised kind of like the kitchen and like even that we have a nappy caddy because Jess is still in nappies. Even that, like stacking all the nappies and having the wipes and everything is ready and whatever. You know, like I just think it makes me happy in my house. Anyway.
It just makes life so much easier. Because I honestly think like discipline sets you free in certain ways. Just getting stuff. Like spending some time getting your ducks in a row it just makes so much. It's like going to the gym. It's like an hour of work with just the next 23 hours are better. Do you know, like the payoff is unreal. I will say I didn't get these sponsored, but I love them so much. Joseph in general, just their range of stuff for organising. So I have this, it's like a thing that sits under the shelf. It just hooks onto the shelf above it and sits right under it, and it carries 4, the rolls of cling film and parchment paper and tin foil and all that. Obsessed. And then I have another thing that sticks onto the back of a cabinet door, and it holds 2 chopping boards, and I just find that deeply satisfying because that is space that is otherwise totally wasted.
And then your countertop is always like tidy and looks nice, and the hooks are always well dressed, and like I just think they're not for nothing because like I really do think it makes your whole house look nicer as a result. Yeah, it makes life easier. You mentioned labelling. I know you have a label maker. Do you label stuff in general, like even clothes or homewares, or do you not need to because you have the clear boxes? Like if I have the clear boxes and stuff like that, I wouldn't bother obviously, but like pantry stuff I do, I have like Do you know, I don't keep shoe boxes all the time, but do you know if like there was a really fancy box of shoes, or for some dumb reason, do you know, like the real heavy, fancy looking boxes? Like I have a couple of those that like, one is bulbs and batteries and it's labelled, and one is like picture hanging stuff and that's labelled.
Yeah.
Do you know, so stuff like that, like I do have boxes for those and they're stacked in like the utility press or whatever. And I have like a cleaning caddy, do you know, from your sink. So it's got the handle and everything, so you just take it out. Because otherwise you just have a load of bottles under your sink and they're like falling all over the place.
Yeah, I think it's Brabantia is my one.
Mine is from Humdakin. It's very fancy. Ooh. You know the soap brand, the hand soaps and all that.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's like a metal one as well. It looks very cool. You could nearly have it out.
Nice. I do leave mine out. So my sink is like is dark. It's like a gunmetal black or whatever. And the little caddy that sits into it is also black, so you just can't really see it. So I don't put it away. So it has like a little, scrubber brush, and then it has a black push top, bottle for my washing up liquid.
Yeah.
So I can just leave all that in the sink, and I do, because I can't really see it.
Another thing that are cheap as chips, but I actually think they do wonders in decluttering, is just like stick-on hooks.
Oh, like command hooks. I have 10,000
not even command hooks. I have ones that are like 2 little rollers that grip your like mop or sweeping brush. Do you know those?
Yeah.
So it just sticks on like a pad, and then you can just clip in your whatever. I think we spoke about it on our utilities episode, the Dyson duck that you can, put up on a wall or in a press or whatever. Those kind of little organisation bits are so handy as well. All stuff like it's just all getting clutter out of the way. And your magic press. I know we spoke about this in our utilities episode, but your magic little door to Narnia that you open up and there's 1,700 million things in there, and Perry's lead and 27 million shopping bags and a sweeping brush.
Wardrobe.
Yeah.
This is, listener, if you haven't listened to our utilities episode, this is a 10 centimetres wide press that I have in my kitchen. It would have been kind of just leftover panel space between the end of my fridge and the exterior wall. And Dawn in Savvy Kitchens, in fairness to her, was like, we'll put a door on this and it'll be storage space. And oh my God, the amount of storage. But it is because I have so many hooks in there. Like anything you can attach to the wall is a winner.
Yeah, for sure.
I love those.
I think,
the over the door organizer things are brilliant too. Like if you have a utility, especially, we spoke about this in the utilities episode, but for organising something there, Andrea, how do you feel about like pegboards for hanging stuff? Do you have like any little pegboard basket thingies anywhere now? I always think I want one, and then I
trying to think, do I?
Don't worry about it.
Do you know what are great actually? It's more kind of display, but like it helped me organise my stuff as well. Like I love an open shelf in the kitchen because it's stuff that I kind of get every day, but it's off the counter. If that makes sense. So it's like easy to get to. I don't have to open a press to get to it. But the picture ledge shelves. If you haven't done open shelves in your kitchen, those picture ledge shelves that are only like 10, 12 centimeters deep are amazing. They actually fit so much. Like I had 2 of them in my house before we renovated. There were 2 90-centimeter ones up on top of each other on the wall. I had like wine glass on them. I had salt and pepper shaker. I had chopping boards. I had like it's amazing how much fits on a little skinny shelf like that. And they're all just at hand there. And like if you're kind of smart enough and you dress it enough, it can actually look kind of nice. It's nice display. Yeah. But it's stuff you're not like leaving it in the counter shop because you use it a lot, but it's still easy to hand and grab, Do
you know what's kind of nice too is because they usually have like a little lip that you can't really see the dust on.
That's very
not that I'd be a type of person to let dust accumulate on my kitchen shelves, but sometimes like every second day I feel like things get dusty.
Mine never got dusty because my wine glasses were up there, so it was fine. Good turnover there,
One way to guarantee daily use.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just put wine glasses on it. It's fine. But tell me, are you like? I know you said you had a maybe box. Are you sentimental with stuff in general, or
not a bit?
No, me neither.
No,
me neither. And like people say that about houses and everything. Like, do you not miss house? I'm like, no. Like it's stuff. Like at the end of the day, it's things. I'm not sentimental about it.
If it's like there are things that I will take a photograph of and then I will release.
Yeah. The amount of things I've taken photographs of or screenshots of that I think I'll remember, and they're in my Google or Apple Cloud with 12,000 photos somewhere that I will never see
again. But it kind of gives
you
permission to throw it away or something, because I'm like, I captured it and now it is gone.
Yeah, but you know the Marie Kondo thing, like touch something and if it sparks joy, you can keep it. But I wouldn't say there's a lot of things for me that spark joy. Like, so I don't know.
No. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think I'm just too practical. I like useful things.
Yeah, me
useful
too.
things spark joy. My KitchenAid gives me joy because I use it every day.
Do you have a time limit on like if you haven't used something or worn something in a certain amount of time that you?
So I tried this in my wardrobe and I haven't successfully done it, and I don't know why it's not working, but it isn't. I think I just haven't completed the task yet. But I did start putting everything I wear in my wardrobe on one side. So like every time I put something back, it goes into like a certain, like one side, like on the right hand side, let's say. So theoretically, everything on the left hand side up to a certain point should be dumped because it's been sitting there for years and I haven't touched it, and it should just go. Yeah. So anyway, I've ordered my Oxfam bag. It actually is here, so I need to fill it and send it back. So that's my job for the weekend.
So you're going to do a big clear out like me?
Clear out the left side of my wardrobe and just get rid of it.
If my movers are going to be so happy next time they come. They're going to be like, wow, everything is so organised. I'm like, I know, I went through everything. I threw out everything.
But I don't struggle with sentimental stuff that much, really. No. But I struggle with like electronics. So if there is an old lamp, or if there is a plug for something, or a lead for an item that hasn't seen daylight in 20 years and doesn't work anymore, I'm like, I don't hand throw that away. Where would I put that, do you know? So
are you an electrical lead hoarder like my husband?
I definitely have.
Because he's got like 2 boxes full of electronics that like I don't know, and he goes like, "That's my box of leads. Like you can't throw that out. You never know when you might need something from there." I'm like, "Do you even know what's in this box?" He was like, "No, but I know if I went looking for something, it would be in there." I'm like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know why I can't throw it away. The other thing I have a box of, and this is shameless, and I don't care, is a regifting box. So I'll get items and they'll be perfectly lovely and somebody will love them.
Yeah, and you don't need them.
I will put them in a box, and someday I'll be, somebody will be calling over, or I'll be heading over to someone's house last minute and I will have forgotten to get a little present, and I'll dip into the little box, or I might get a little candle or a little something nice.
Yeah.
And
nothing wrong with that.
I think it's just feeding into sustainability, really, aren't they?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. Just because it's not for you doesn't mean it's not for everyone. And sometimes you might get something where you're like, do you know who'd love that? Somebody else. And you have someone in mind.
Yeah, and I love when someone, like, because that does happen to me a good bit. That's when the girl Kate usually be like, "Oh, I got this, and it doesn't suit me, but I know it'd be nice on you," and I kind of like it more than something I would have bought myself. Do you know? Maybe I just trust other people's.
If you have any other candles, you
can
send them my way. I always use all my candles.
Yeah, I don't often be regifting candles now. I don't like them. I'm looking around my house here and like, what else do I struggle to
organised?
I think I'm just very, like, again, by necessity, because my house is so small, I'm just on top of it, and like to a bit of too much degree. Like I'll be there cleaning around my boyfriend when he's cooking, do you know, and it's annoying. Like I like everything. I don't want anything like getting on top of me, and that's easy to say when you've no kids, because you've a lot of time to cleaning up and it's easier, there's less to do. But I do tend to stay very on top of it.
Yeah. I like to. Like, I mean, sometimes I'd have cleaned and then my house looks like it's upside down, like 5 minutes later. Like, my 2 are actually in cahoots at the moment to break me down, I think. Like, they've emptied 2 full things of talcum powder on different days in my house in the last few weeks. And I put them away, like I thought hidden.
Oh, God.
Like, destroyed by room.
Could you call it a science experiment?
I literally pulled the sticker off a new thing of talcum powder the other night. They had their bath, used a bit of talcum powder, got them in their PJs. They were having a little dance party jumping on my bed. I thought I was subtle and I hid the talcum powder in my underwear drawer at the back. Matt obviously saw me do that, took it out. Like, a minute later, my whole bedroom was just a cloud of dust. Like, talcum powder, the whole full thing. I went into the bathroom to empty the bath and then came back in. I'd say can't have been more than a minute. The music was still going. I thought they were still jumping on the bed. Whole place was like powder. So I'm like, I'm tidying to the best of my ability at the moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make it more difficult.
But I think if Marie Kondo can release it, and let it go,
but it's still nice. It's still nice to have organisation behind the scenes, because then when you do the tidy up, it is a little bit quicker, I think. And you can kind of, if you have those boxes or those smart ottomans or whatever, when the kids go to sleep, I'm like, everything goes into their box, blah, away, and then you can kind of relax in a bit of a serene, tidy environment to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So guys,
I think you need to
tidy
give
up.
yourself a bit of a break as well, I suppose,
Yeah.
is the key to the whole thing. And I also think like it feels so monumental, and I think just pick a small little thing to do and just do that.
Yeah.
And then more often than not, I find the frenzy overtakes me, and then the whole thing is blitzed. But like, you know, sometimes you just don't have time for it. And it feels like you either have to do like a full giant clear out, or you have to do nothing. And I love your thing about just take a section, just do this room today, or do that shelf today.
Do your
or,
shit,
you know,
shit drawer, take it out, or the basket of
Yeah.
crap. I also love, I think it was Judy Gilroy, the lady that's Clossy Co, those clear boxes. She had a video up on her Instagram a while back, and it was just like the one touch thing. So when you come in, you'd save your keys in your hand. Don't put them on a table to then have to tidy them away later or whatever. Put them in a place. Like everything should kind of have the place. And if you get that in your mind, you're like, don't throw your coat down that you have to come back and put it away later. Just put it away.
Yeah. Just put it away.
I know it's easier said than done.
And also just make it easy for yourself to put it away. Like this is back to design and layout and storage and everything. But like, try to make it easy for like, don't get annoyed if people are leaving shoes in your hallway all the time. Like find a place to put the shoes that is in the place where people would kick off the shoes. Like that's the ideal there. Or like have coat hooks where you leave your coats, or close to where you leave your coats. Or like, you know, if somebody isn't putting them in a closet, then maybe get rid of the door and just have open hooks or something. Like make life easy for yourself, you know.
If there's always coats on your newel post at the bottom of your stairs, it means the hooks aren't close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way I think, you know. But yeah, I know it seems like effort, but actually will probably make you feel better in the long run and make your life a little bit easier. It's just a bit of a hurdle to get over at the start.
Yeah, there's few things in my life that feel so good as like a big clear out or a big clean, and just the feeling afterwards is so calm. Like it's heaven.
Yeah.
All my myself for a while.
All my
so proud of myself.
fluffy towels now in my hot breasts.
But yeah, it's just down to you.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself, guys. Store
exactly.
things.
That's my organisation. Marie Kondo. We could be the Irish Marie Kondos now that she's gone.
And be ruthless. I always think as well, it's it's a much easier job when there's somebody else around. Like if someone comes over and just helps you throw something away. I just love that.
Oh, the girls. What are the Irish girls called? Assorted Affair?
Oh,
They can come in and just organise my house for me moving if they want.
Please do it.
I always see them doing these wardrobe clear outs, and I'm like, I don't have that much clothes. Like, I'd love to have a wardrobe like that, but I just don't have that much clothes. I have 3 pairs of stilettos that are never going to get worn, that I haven't worn for like years, probably pre-COVID, I'd say. Like, why am I still carrying them around?
I'm going to tell you all right now that I will never wear stilettos again.
I don't think I ever will.
It's just not happening.
No. My feet spread too much when I was pregnant.
All right.
The shoes out. Yeah, well,
just throw them out.
hopefully it'll help you, that'll help you guys organise your houses. Or maybe your houses are more organised already.
Get a good playlist that makes you feel ruthless and confident. You're like, chuck it, just get rid of it. And if you feel guilty about throwing it away, just realise that it's wasting space in your wardrobe and somebody might get a great wear out of it.
Yeah.
Put it to use.
Yeah. Go to Vinted, go to Adverts, go to your charity shop, or get one of your Oxfam bags.
Once, like, you get addicted. Like, once you've set up your Adverts account or your Vinted account or whatever, and you've gotten used to, you know, just taking the 2 or 3 pictures or whatever you need, just get it up there. Like, and then you're going to be addicted. Everything's going to go up there. It's brilliant.
And can I just say to people, like, all that crystal from your wedding, you don't want it. Just throw it out. Just throw it out. Nobody fucking wants it.
Somebody might, and they might use it, and they might love it.
Yeah. Donate it,
never know.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's sitting there taking up space. It's taking up space in your mind. It's taking up space in your house. It's taking up space in your mind.
It's so true. Very true. All right. We will talk
Enjoy.
to you guys in 2 weeks.
Enjoy your labelling and your vac bagging. Enjoy it all.
I'm going to be 2 weeks closer to moving when I'm back next time.
Class. Oh my God, that's so exciting. Okay, I can't wait for our move-in episode.
I know, yeah.
The moving, we'll definitely do an episode on moving and like packing, getting movers. That would be a great one.
Yeah. A live one of me pulling my hair out.
Tears, blood, sweat.
Talk to you guys in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Bye. If you found that episode useful, please do us a huge favour by giving us a like and a few stars, and especially click that subscribe button. Thank you.